Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we've got some repairs and some refits to get done here at the beginning of this episode. First off, this Clint, it took rather more damage than I would have liked to see. We lost the AC5 and the ER medium laser magnet. Now, I'm kind of okay with losing the AC5. Maybe... Maybe we want to put on an AC20 Federated. We might be able to get away with that. I don't know that we're going to be able to, but we lost 2 ER mediums, a double heat sink, and over here, nothing in this arm. Okay. So we need to repair these if we can. The heatsink kit, gyro, yeah, those were all repairable. We didn't have to replace any of that. Now we can ditch the AC5 ammo, obviously. We have some saved AC20 ammo here. And maybe we put in 2 tons of that. Of course, we're going to have some weight issues. Maybe we ditch the tag barrage. I'm not really feeling the tag barrage, honestly. So we've lost 1 double heat sink. That's fine. Let's put in... We had another double heat sink, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we did. Actually, we didn't. I thought for sure we had more DHS. But honestly, I'm not sure we need another double heatsink. Let's go ahead and max out our armor. Temporarily, we'll max it out there for now. We have lots of slots available. We could also potentially go for a Gauss rifle instead of an AC-20. That's 15 tons compared to 14. That's slightly heavier. Okay. So I don't think that's the best option. We could go for a pair of ER mediums. And what would that do to our heat efficiency? Our heat efficiency is actually fine. I don't think that's an issue. Now, we're 2 tons overweight. I'm aware of this. But this is an interesting proof of concept for this Clint. We can put on... We have plenty of available slots. We can put on ferrofibrous armor. Save ourselves a little bit of tonnage. As well as an endosteel structure. Save ourselves a little bit more tonnage there. We can max out this armor. I mean, how much tonnage would we have to drop to fully max out the armor? That's the question that I have right now. Obviously, this is going to be too much weight, but by how much? I wish there was a button to just fully max out the armor. This button only maxes it out to the current tonnage. Maybe you can, like, hold one of these modifier keys. No. That would be nice. Regardless, we need to shave off 2.932 tons. This is already going to be a 20-day repair project. We could, in theory, drop this down to, say, an engine core 180 as opposed to the 200. The 200 is 9.5. That would save us 1.5 tons. So we'd have to shave off another 1.5 tons. That would only... That's literally the same tonnage? Okay. I'm wondering what the difference is between a 180 and a 175 then. Like, why would you choose a 175? Hit 1, 15 heat, 30 heat. 15 heat, 30 heat. Sinks -1. I have no idea. Our next option would be a 155. If we were going to go for a 155, then I would actually potentially be interested in going for a Gauss rifle instead, making this a little bit more of a long-range mech, which we would need Gauss ammo for, and I was just checking to see if we had any. We don't seem to have any. Does the store have Gauss ammo? No, it has thumper ammo. Okay, so that's not really an option. That said, what we've got right now is an option. I'm not sure it's a great option. We could swap out from double heat sinks. Our heat efficiency is going to be hot garbage like this, obviously. So I think we are better off running DHS. That on its own puts our heat efficiency up a fair amount. And we could swap from the ER mediums over to something a little bit more heat efficient. Like, for example, just standard mediums. That'd be theoretically possible. Yeah, that's a good heat efficiency there. My only real concern here is that this thing can only move 4 and 6 hexes, which is quite slow. We could go for an XL engine. I don't like XLs in up-close mechs. I think they're fine for, like, fire support mechs, but brawlers, if you lose a torso, you lose the whole mech. We could ditch a ton of AC-20 ammo. That said, this is only 8 rounds of ammo. We could go down to an AC-10, though. And I think that might be the correct choice. Take that down to an AC-10. And then we don't have AC-10 ammo. Okay. I think there was AC-10 ammo in the store, though. Wasn't there? Sure, there's half-ton increments. That's 5 shots each. So either 2 or 3 of those should be sufficient. I mean, this is more likely to be crit, right? But we can spread it out, I guess. Something like that. That gives us 3 tons to work with. And then, potentially, we can go back to that Engine Core 200. Yeah, that would work. AC-10, dual medium laser. Our movement would be exactly where it was before, 5 and 7. And we would have, in total, 10 rounds of ammunition for the AC-10. I think that's okay. Maxed armor. Let's do it. Oh, we actually have more free heat sinks that we can put in. How many free heat sinks do we need? Because we would actually need 2. Let's drop the double heat sink, because we don't have 2 external heat sinks to put in. And now we need to put in 2 free external heat sinks. These will not cause additional weight, so they can go something like that. We have a tiny bit of free tonnage here, but that's not that relevant. I'm quite content with this. I think that's a solid upgrade. Okay, so we'll do that. The Clint is in progress. Next up, the Centurion. Very little actually needs to be done here. We can just hit this repair button, but we're going to need to put armor on it anyway, so we will do that. We will repair that, and then we will max out that armor. And because this is ferrofibrous, we need to manually do the legs. Excellent. Oh, and these arms. Now, I'd rather have more armor in the arms and drop a little bit in the legs. I believe this is like 112 and 113 and 113. That'll do. Wonderful. Next up, the Spectre, I believe, does not actually need anything done. We can actually max that armor. That'll be fine. But because we're running ferrofibrous, we are going to need to manually max the armor. Everything else good? Everything else is good. Okay, we'll confirm that. Nice and cheap.
I'll let you know when that's done.
Next up, the Panther. We'll refit this guy. Once again, all we're going to need to do is max this armor. He's not running ferrofibrous, so we can just hit that max armor button. 0.375 tons. I don't suppose we could go up to a... We don't even need a higher level engine, though. It's just going to be a little underweight.
I'll get it in the schedule.
The Assassin should also only need some armor. Indeed. Let's get this manually maxed out. Something around 85 is, I think, where we want to be. Like 81 and 80. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I mean, I'm still not really feeling this assassin build, but it's okay, I guess. This trebuchet, on the other hand, this guy is going to be interesting. Now, this is going to be a lot. We go ahead and do that. That's already 500,000 C-bills right there. But what is the stock engine core? Engine core 250? Okay, do we have a 250? Yes, we do. Okay. As far as cooling goes, we're going to stay on standard cooling for now. And let's see, we've got 1 missile hardpoint, 2 missile hardpoint in total. This, I believe we can make work. We'll put SLDF sensors on there. We will put in potentially, I mean, this would require Artemis 4, I believe. Or rather, this would just generally require clustering rounds. And my plan is that we actually put in instead MRMs. We have 2 MRM systems available. So we can put in an MRM 20 there and there. And that gives us 4 tons to work with. And then we'd probably, as backup weapons, put in, like, say, a pair of medium laser Intex. Maybe drop this down to an Intech. It's so heat efficient. And we'd be able to put in 1 more laser. We don't really have much for pulse lasers, do we? We have 1 pulse laser. We could try that, but I don't think that's really the best idea. I kind of want to leave it like this for now. We do need ammo on this thing, so we're going to need some MRM ammo, which I thought for sure we had. Apparently my memory on what we actually had in terms of ammo is faulty. What is the tonnage differential between LRMs and MRMs? MRM 20 is 7 tons compared to 10 tons for an LRM 20. An LRM 15 would be identical to an MRM 20. Okay. We do have 2 LRM 15s. One is a long fire, but that's okay. So we could do that instead and go for Artemis 4 ammo. Oh yeah, it requires an Artemis 4 system. And that's not the targeting system like this one, is it? Oh yeah, this is. An Artemis 4 targeting system, and then we can put in Artemis 4 ammo. Here and here. Okay. And then the idea would be that we go to ferrofibrous armor. I want to check the heatsink. Do we have free heatsinks? No, we don't. Okay. Endosteel structure. That gives us 3 tons to work with. We can slap in a double heatsink kit, potentially. It's getting expensive. There's no doubt about that. Max out this armor. We don't need the armor, strictly speaking, maxed out, though, because this is very much a fire support mech. Okay, so just how much armor can, or just how much tonnage is this going to need to have taken off? 1.6. We could just downgrade our engine. We don't need this thing to be this fast. Like, this currently moves at 5 and 7. So we could downgrade this all the way down to, say, a 210. That would give us plenty of margin. Maybe a 220? 230? Even a 230 is fine. 240 puts us a little overweight. But that's okay. We can drop off just a little bit of tonnage in the armor. Here, here. Maybe something like this. Like that. That would work. Dual medium laser Intex. I mean, we're probably much... How's our heat efficiency looking? Our heat efficiency is amazing. We may want to go for clan ER mediums or just ER mediums. we would want to ditch the medium laser intake. We don't need the extra heat efficiency. ER medium magna, which is not ideal. The ER medium clan is, I believe, slightly longer range. 270 optimal, 540 max. Okay, the same optimal range, but slightly longer max range. But ultimately, this is a halfway decent fire support mech, I think. We're going to get this started. Oh, it has too few heat sinks. So we need to put on a DHS. There we go. Now that costed a lot.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
So that's the thing. I want the trebuchet to be the top priority, along with the Clint. And these other mechs, actually, yeah, it's going to have to be like that. Now we're going to need to put together some cash to make it through this financial report. We may not actually end up deploying this mission, or rather deploying to a mission this episode. That's going to be different. Okay, do we have any parts in here that we want to get rid of? The Vedette. The Vedette is actually kind of decent. It's got the 2 ballistic hardpoints. The Hetzer has 4 laser hardpoints, which I don't think we're actually interested in our fire support position for the vehicles. I think that's a mech roll. So the galleon parts, those can be gotten rid of as well. The Striker only has the single hardpoint for missile, so I think we'll get rid of that. Let's see here. That's a Hornet. We're not going to be interested in a Hornet. Get rid of that. Ignis Infantry Support Tank. That's a 30-tonner. 1 ballistic, 2 laser hardpoints. I think we'll get rid of it. The Prowler, with its 2 missile hardpoints, is a little bit more attractive. There's the Raven there, which I do want. Here's another Striker. This one has 5 missile hardpoints. And I think we'll keep that part around. Okay, there's the Ostwar. We're definitely not going to keep around a J. Edgar part. I can tell you that right now. Now, some of these other mech parts we might get rid of. I'm currently only looking at vehicle parts. But this Wasp, let's get rid of it. We don't need it. This urban mech part, I don't see a reason to include an urban mech in our Lance as is right now. So let's get rid of it. Excellent. Let's see. Anything else here that we're really, really not going to be needing? I mean, we've already pruned this down pretty far. So let's go ahead and hop over to the store, and we're going to look at selling some of our components that have piled up. We don't need... Boy, I would like to get this. I'm just window shopping, though. There's no way. There's no way we get this Battlemaster. Okay. Let's hop over here. We want to be in the selling mode. And I'm looking for anything that we can prune down our numbers on right now. Things like these SRM4s. I don't think we need 4 of them. We'll sell 2 of them. What else? I don't think we need 4 Beagle probes. We'll sell 2 of those. We'll keep the others around, but these basic cockpits, we don't need them. Get out of here. Endosteel structure, we're keeping. Any duplicates in our engines? Yes, 145. We can sell 1 of these. And now we're actually okay in our finances, so that's great. I want to continue going through this, though, for just a moment here. We have 3 internal combustion engines. Now, we are going to need some of those for our vehicles, so we're keeping some of those around. These standard FCS, though, get out of here. We can always get more of these. No worries. Generic structures. Get out of here. Excellent. Okay, so we're in a reasonable situation financially. Let's go ahead and tick forward just a couple of days here to the financial report. 1, 2, 3. So here's the financial report.
Got a new financial report for you.
Excellent. It definitely costed us a lot to get that trebuchet online, but I think that that's going to be a pretty solid mech for us. Now, it's 28 days until that's going to be done, so that's a thing. We're going to need to tick forward at least a couple more days, though. So we're going to tick forward 1, 2. That gets the machine shop done. That's a very, very big deal for us, getting that done. Now, the Clint is still 12 days out, but that's, I think, okay. The Spectre and the Panther and the Assassin are very, very close. So that's going to be a total of 5 more days. So let's just tick forward a couple more days here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. All of our mechs are going to be done before the financial report. I don't think we can afford to wait on the Trebuchet. The question is, can we afford to wait on the Clint? I feel like the answer to that is no. But let's just go through and do a little bit of training here.
I'm here.
Okay, what do we want for ourselves? Now, the player character can't die, which generally means getting in close and juggernauting is a pretty good bet. So we'll go ahead and grab that.
Receiving you.
For Hotspur, we are absolutely grabbing Bandit. I can't give up that 25% crit.
Good to go.
Too good. Phantom, we'll go ahead and upgrade him. Scrub.
Commander.
Okay. Everyone else appears to be pretty much good to go.
Ready for orders.
Fantastic. In terms of our repairs, we're 7 days out from the Clint. That said, we do have 5 mechs that can deploy, if you count the Hornet. And I guess we count the Hornet. I guess. The Clint and the Trebuchet are a little ways away, but not too bad, really. So I think we're ready to deploy at this point. It's a little late in the episode to get that done, though, so maybe we'll just call this a bookkeeping episode. We got this good to go, and we got our financial situation kind of in order. Sort of. We don't have an engineering project going, but that's because we don't have the funds, because we just spent all of our money on getting that trebuchet online. But that is 100% acceptable and was what we were planning on doing. Now, there is one more thing I wanted to talk about, and that was that it was suggested in a comment that we should be focusing on one particular faction. And I do agree that that is the best way to go. Looking at our reputation, obviously we've not made much of an impression on anybody, other than the local pirate organization, who doesn't like us very much. Now, we could turn some of these around, definitely, and I would be kind of interested in doing that. Well, that's kind of exciting. I would be kind of interested in doing that. Specifically, let's actually look at the navigation around the area we're currently in. So currently, you can see that there is a lot of, like, we're currently in Steiner space. Steiner is all of this up over here. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe we should go Steiner. That said, I was also thinking about having the follow-up to this be a Steiner one, but I could always make that be, like, I don't know, a Capellan Confederation or something playthrough. That could be interesting. Yeah, we'll see. But I think right now we're going to align more heavily with Steiner.
Hey, Commander.
That doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to only be Steiner, but that's, I think, what we're going to go for. So that does mean we're going to have to bring it back a little bit because they're not our biggest fan right now, but honestly, that should be fine. Like, how much rep is this worth if we don't get any compensation? It's worth 3 rep, which would apparently pull us back to indifferent. In fact, I believe just 1 would not pull us back to indifferent. 2 would pull us back to indifferent. But we could run 2 missions. That's not a big deal. We're not going to do this right now, though. It's too late in the episode. So I'm going to put a cut in here, and next episode, I promise, we'll be back to the action. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I'll see you all next time.